The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Welcome to one more show of Table Topics. It's Wednesday and we're back for one more show. If you're watching the show and it's not a Wednesday, then it's a repeat show. Please come back next week and we will have a brand new show for you. On the other side, and like a king sitting on his couch, is John Sylvia.
Yeah. Hello. Yep. Yeah, you're right.
I didn't say Burger King. I said like a king.
Oh, no, I knew what you said. I know what you said.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that I'm awake, right?
So, another week in paradise.
Exactly, huh? Exactly. Exactly.
I'm talking about Fall River.
I know. Fall River, the world, right?
Good. Comparing to other cities out there, I can tell you, we are in paradise over here.
Oh, exactly. You're right. It's been pretty, other than the fireworks that everybody's been complaining about.
Oh my God, my dogs go crazy.
Yeah.
Did you heard like 1:30 in the morning this morning?
Yeah, I didn't hear it last night. Because I have central air now. I shut up at like 11 and closed it because same thing with my dog. He hides under the bed sometimes, and you hear him kicking the stuff out and
Yeah, mine goes and hides on the bathroom. She lays down the bathroom, so yeah. It's like, I think it's dark and close, yeah. So she looks for somewhere to hide, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
she cannot hide that fast because she's big.
Yeah. But you know what? That's probably a dog thing, because when we were downstairs, he'll run in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So I guess he figures because it's away from everything and the noises play less and away. Yeah. So yeah, that's funny. Wow.
Hey, so few things to talk today. I finally watched the city council meeting.
Okay.
And I watched the committee for the restaurants to open outside and all that coming. Very interesting. I was hoping to have Linda for my Portuguese show, but she could not make it, so I had to do the show with the other girl. But anyway, let's start first by the police and all what's going on with the police right now. It's crazy how and this just came to prove me that's what I just talked to the girl about, was how our police is so into our community. I think that's what makes the big difference. Yeah. For the fact that for the past three chiefs that we have, they started really from the bottom. Their first days at work was walking the neighborhoods, walking the streets, talking to the neighbors. That was their first days at service, working as a police officers. And they work all the way up to chiefs. And for the past 3 times, we've been lucky that the chiefs we've been having is those that actually are into the community, and that's how they started their days. One thing that we're lucky is our community, they run to the police for help and not run away from the police. And the few cases that we have on our city really comes from people that move into the city. They come from other states, from other cities that they have the police like the enemies. And I think that's when really the crash happens, like the head bangs. Because I mean, yeah, we probably have one bad police, but we don't judge all the police force
Yeah.
by the action of one police.
Yeah.
And we pretty much know them by name. Our police
Yeah.
force, you know, it's only probably 100 men, but on the streets, we probably have 50, 60 police officers on the
Yeah.
streets. So we pretty much know all their faces. We know when we have a new police officer.
Yeah.
Do you agree with the way I think about?
Yeah, I mean, it's a different kind of, we're in a different area here. We're not in a big city. If you look at New York City right now, look at Times Square. A lot of people have taken off out of the city. They don't want to be in these big cities anymore, is what it looks like. I was interesting because I was listening to this guy. He has a podcast. His name is Sam Harris. And he's playing more on the liberal side, but he was just talking about the police shootings. So he had a statistic that there are 15 million police encounters per year. And out of that, 4 to 5 million people are arrested. So out of the 4 to 5 million people arrested, 1,000 are killed that are unarmed. So if you take that into perspective, that number of people, and then you arrest 4 to 5 million people and only 1,000 people have issues. And is it because they're resisting arrest? All this stuff comes into play. So if you really put things into perspective, there's going to be another video like that one, because there are so many encounters that the police are having with folks. So I think it's just to put this stuff into perspective. I think it's a little bit different in the big cities for sure. People, they don't know people as much. And I thought this was kind of interesting. I don't know if you had seen this. It was out in San Francisco, and this woman and her husband were walking down the street, and this guy was on the street in front of this apartment or house, and he was spray painting Black Lives Matter on the front of it. And the lady was like, you're vandalizing, you can't do that. And, the guy was going off and said, I own this property, and blah, 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 on and on and on. So make a long story short, the lady was self-employed, and all her customers kind of basically said, I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. And the husband worked for some financial firm, and he was fired. So I look at this in a sense, number one, it was handled badly. Whereas the guy that was spray painting, he did own that property. Instead of saying, hi, I'm your new neighbor, I just moved in here, and could have kind of stopped all that, as opposed to, I look at those people, they were trying to protect their neighbor's property. So to automatically do that, and then we have what's called this cancel culture. The lady came back and said, I apologize, that was very racist of me. I looked at it as that she's looking out for the neighborhood there. Now, if somebody was writing all over that wall, and then you'd have the neighbor go, did anybody see anybody do that? No, because they don't want to get involved anymore. And I think that's what's really happening. And that's what's happening with the police. Their hands are tied. You know what I mean? You can't, look at this latest thing that happened down in Atlanta, Georgia. The guy took a weapon off the police officer. When you're thinking, split second thinking, and they're seeing how this young cop out in Las Vegas got shot and he's paralyzed from the neck down. It's easy to say until you're actually in these situations,
Well, but one question that today we have to put out there is where the police, crosses the line when they're trying to detain somebody. If they're resisting arrest, how far can the police go to make that arrest? Because now with phones, everybody, it's, you're arresting somebody and probably just tipping on the side of you. It's somebody worse than who you are arresting.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is too, Carlos, the cop in Atlanta, for example, right? If he would have let that guy run off and then he got into someone's car and hit somebody, then the police would have said he was under arrest, but he got away and then he killed somebody, and that family.
He had a teaser. He stole the teaser from the police officer.
Yeah. No, but But that's what I'm getting at. If there were people that have said they should have just let him go. He was starting to run away. But when he was running away, if he would have went home and got into another car and smashed into somebody and someone got hurt, then the police department would have been responsible, and that new family. So you're kind of in a no-win situation at times, unfortunately, for the police. And that's why I think you're going to see a lot of people resigning and a big problem recruiting folks for the job.
Yes, because nobody wants to do a job now. They're going to end up in jail. You know, I mean, they're supposed to do whatever they can to protect. And now, you know, in 1 second, they not just lose their job, they lose their lives and they end up in jail. You know, I mean, that's why I'm saying, where we going to draw that line that's too much for police to make an arrest? You know, I mean, if the police stop somebody that's drunk, they're going to let him go?
Yeah, well, that's basically this guy. I mean, and that's what you hear on the media. The guy was sleeping in the parking lot. No, he was blocking the drive-through. The restaurant called. You know what I mean? The cop wasn't looking through the parking lot to see if he could find somebody. You know what I mean? He was asleep in the drive-through and didn't move. You know, so
and not saying that the cop did right, shoot him on the back, but the problem is how far could that cop could go? You know.
Again, that's what I said. What's going to happen is then if he would have let him go, then he would have went out and drove again and hit somebody. Then it would have been the police officer's responsibility.
Was not doing his job.
I don't know about you, but I mean, everybody looks at things differently. But I look at this. If I'm going somewhere and a cop's ready to put handcuffs on me and I stop fighting him and then take something off him like a lethal weapon, in my mind, anything's possible. That I'm probably going to get very badly hurt because I'm doing that. You know?
And I don't know if you remember, we went over this probably 4 months ago, that I said that when I resist arrest, now they're putting the cuffs on some of these people. It's not to keep them on. It's just to keep them safe.
Yeah.
So if you cooperate with the police and you have nothing to hide, you cooperate with the police, he will remove those cuffs because he has no reason to arrest you.
Yeah.
Okay? But if you fight him, if you keep asking the same question, why you arresting me? Why you arresting me? That's what you see the majority of this arrest is this question. You know what I'm saying? Calm down. I'm going to tell you why I'm arresting you. If you clean, if I don't find anything on you, you're free to go. But the problem is, and like I said on the shows before, when they cannot make that arrest and they feel their lives are in danger, they call that radio. That back cop is not coming to talk to you. That back cop coming you to put you down, put you down. So, and to finish, to catch you inside that police cruiser. So that's why I'm saying, why resisting arrest? That's it. They're not going to let you go. He's not going to let you go. It's until, you know, so that's why I'm saying, when you resist arrests, you giving all the police, okay, the tools for the police to do what they need to do to keep the neighborhood safe and to keep themselves safe. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, and I think with anything, like, you know, if you're around someone, right? Say you're around somebody that has a gun, you know, for example, just use this as an analogy, and they're acting crazy with the gun, they're pointing at you. My first thing is stop pointing that, and if they don't stop acting stupid, you run away. So that's the same thing when you're interacting with someone that has a lethal weapon. I am not going to act like whatever you tell me to do. You know what I mean? Within reason. I mean, but to me, it's always been, you know what I mean? You deal with it and then you would complain about it later on, but you're not going to win when somebody has, you know what I mean?
And how many cases you see, they on the curb, they already cuffed, they're sitting on the curb. The police officer goes into the cruiser and the guy runs away. Yeah. Oh. How stupid can you be? Yeah. You know, I mean, where you planning to go you know, with your hands tied. Where are you planning to go?
Yeah, but you know what? I think, Carlos, you probably heard this even in Fall River, is that there are a lot of people that are on outstanding warrants. They just don't have the time to go a lot of times out to these places and get everybody if it's not like a serious crime. And usually they catch up with them later on. If you ever listen to the police scanner, they run their license plate and it's like they've got a warrant and they're like, now I got to go arrest the person. So, I mean, I feel bad for the police. They're in a no-win situation.
Yes.
And I really think, I wish this would come out more. Like this guy I was listening to today, very liberal guy on his podcast. I wish they would come out and say what the statistics are, how many people are being killed, you know what I mean, and put it into perspective. You know what I mean? I think if people looked at the statistics, when you watch TV, when you watch TV, you go like, oh my God, what's going on? This is horrible. But if you put these things into perspective, you're taking one person or two people, or say it's 20 people during the year, over 310 million people, or what do we have in this country? And then there's like 4 or 5 million interactions. I mean, I don't care what any kind of line of work you're in. If you're doing 4 to 5 million transactions a year, there are going to be some that are not going to come out perfect or even right. Yes. I mean, we're all human. And I think until people realize that, we're in this situation, unfortunately, you know?
Yeah, so. It's definitely a tough time for the police department anywhere. But I still think, because we're a small city and the police, it's actually good to us. The police help our community. The police help in so many different ways our community. That we know them by face, we know them by name, and we are still a city that we run for the police for help and not run from the police. So as long as we keep it like this, it's always one, but you know, it has to be in a case by case. But my heart goes out to the police anywhere in this country, because they are going through tough times.
Yeah, I agree. It's there's a kind of a meme or something out there where, you know, this whole defund the police. This person calls the police and they're like, hello, police, 911. And the guy's like, somebody's breaking into my house. They're like, should I send a social worker? That's all we have right now. No, somebody's breaking into my house. Get the police. Well, I can call this person down there. And all of a sudden you hear the door kick in. So I don't know if that, I don't know if that is sane to say you got to, you know, defund things like that. But hey, whatever. What do I know?
Do we have to take a better look at police departments? Yes. Do we have to probably put more regulations? Yes. But we cannot forget one thing: when the police officers don't feel safe, they're not going to keep the job. Because you don't want it, I don't want it, be in a job that I'm not safe. And you know what I'm saying? So that's why we need to be very careful and not take away tools and rights for them to do their job.
Exactly.
Are we gonna prosecute the bad ones? Yes, let's do it. I'm 100% behind. It's a bad police officer. Yes, but we cannot get everybody, you know, just because of one. So that's my opinion. And
Agreed.
I never met our new police chief. One of these days I will have probably the opportunity to. But I've just been hearing good things about. I do have a couple of things to run through him that I don't like on our police department, but it's so small things that I'm pretty sure that he can fix it. Now, did you heard the meeting about restaurants opening outside?
No, I didn't get to see that. Fill me in.
Well, they had a meeting which Laura Ferreira from Traffic was part of it. Some city councils, I think, was the committee, and I was very confused, and I was very upset because they are talking about helping the business, the restaurant business in Fall River. But once again, they talk about South Main and North Main.
Okay.
That's the only, you can hear an hour and a half conversation. Never they mention somebody, a restaurant on Niagara.
Yeah.
Never they've mentioned a restaurant on the Flint
Yeah.
or anywhere else. It's they're concentrating is we need to help the restaurants. That's what I took from that meeting.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be restaurants in Fall River, but the conversation is all about restaurants on South Main and on North Main.
Yeah.
The conversation is happened before that we shut down North Main. We're not going to be able to do this year, but we're going to try to do what we can to help them. That's what bothers me, is when you point finger one specific person or one specific business, and not the entire city.
Yeah.
The rules that you're giving is, and the help that you want to give is for the entire community, restaurant business on the city. Why are you talking about a specific part of the city? That bothers me.
Yeah.
That really bothers me, because now if I have a business, if I have a restaurant on Pleasant Street, I'm going to think that this is not for me. They're talking about South Main.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be a citywide issue, I would think, right?
It's supposed to. But on the meeting, it didn't sound like.
So
And my next question I have for them is, okay, you guys going to help people now open up outside. So people that have handicapped spaces, they can open up their handicap, put tables outside on their handicapped spaces, but they have to provide additional parking for the customers. Now we're going to open up sidewalks for business to put tables outside. Now I have a question. We have business looking for this for the past 6 years. They're waiting for that help so they can extend their business outside. So how this going to work? They're going to keep waiting, or you guys just going to help the ones that you know about, people that you know, the business that you know, and the ones that are holding, for the city to help them open business outside, they're going to keep waiting. That's what really bothers me, because it's not equal. It's not, let's talk about equal for everybody.
Yeah. Well, what South Main, are they going to like shut part of the road down? Is that what they were doing, to put tables in there? Or?
They want to put tables in there, but then it's, I remember when White Rose Bakery, 6 years ago, we tried to put some tables outside. We had to measure the sidewalk. We had to stage. We had to stage the tables and take pictures and go in front of the boards, like bagging for them to put 2 tables outside against the building. That's what I'm talking about. Is people are begging for help for years. And now these people, that just want to take advantage of the situation, they want to open, they want business. Yes, everybody wants business. Everybody wants business. But how are we going to do this? Is these people are waiting, it's going to keep waiting, or they're going to be in front of the line now for help, or they're going to just throw away the application and start new application now because of COVID-19? You know what I'm saying? That's that would really bothers me every time that we talk about economic development in our city. Always, the dime always falls on a bucket that you can hear.
Yeah.
The dime always falls on a bucket that's half full, and never on a bucket that it's nothing in there. That you drop that and you don't hear anything.
Where's that from?
I don't know. I guess was me. That's mine. Put my name on it.
All right.
No, but I mean, that's true. Now it's all these big restaurants. And guess what? Let's forget about those that only need 2 tables. Let's talk about those that have 50 tables to put outside. You know what I'm saying? Now let's talk about the bottom of President Ave. The bottom of President Ave. Tables, put tables over the parking lots.
It looks like that's already been done. I saw that on Facebook. That it's
really?
already in the parking. Yeah, I thought I saw. If you go on,
they already have permits for that. That's what I'm saying. But guess what?
Yeah.
Again, that dime's gonna fall on the bucket that's already half full.
I hear you. I hear you. But I thought I saw that, which I don't know how, when you do that, because the people drive in and out of that parking lot like madmen.
Yeah, but guess what? It's people that complaining. Remember, sometimes they complain about you ask first and then you do the job. Yeah. And they complain, don't do the job first and then come for license. Yeah. They're the ones, okay? They're doing themselves what they tell people not to do.
Yeah. Well, I know. But yeah, I think I did see that. I'm not sure if it's the same place we're thinking about, but yeah.
Let's see now if the board's going to say, guess what? You're going to be denied because you should be coming for help first.
Yeah. Well,
you should be coming for the license first.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. That's not going to happen because it is. You get rewarded for bad behavior sometimes. People will build something.
And how many now going to get that liquor license fast?
Yeah, I don't know.
But
well, when we wrap up for today, then I think we're getting close to the end from what I'm seeing here.
Yes.
But yeah, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll try to. I just can't listen to some of those meetings, Carlos, more than 20 minutes now. It's because they're all on video. It's so distracting,
So, but hey, it's another week, John. Thank you again for coming. We didn't talk about one of your favorite things, your favorite president, but next week it's always next week. So we will talk about your favorite president ever of the United States of America.
Oh boy! All right.
Thank you, John.
All right. Yeah,
see you next week.
Yeah,
bye-bye.